There is a powerful and often misunderstood force in silence, something that only those who seek true wisdom can access. For the spiritually discerning, silence is not an act of avoidance or omission, but a strategic tool. It is like an invisible armor that protects the essence of those who use it while revealing hidden truths. Imagine discovering that someone close to you, a friend, partner, or even a family member, is acting manipulatively, disrespectfully, or deceitfully to maintain control over a situation. What to do? Most people, driven by emotion, tend to confront, raise their voices, or demand explanations. However, those who achieve spiritual wisdom understand that this reaction is precisely what the manipulator expects, an emotional response they can exploit to their advantage. Those who choose silence remove themselves from emotional chaos and enter a state of reflective calm. In this space, patience transforms into victory, and clarity is revealed. It is unnecessary to raise one's voice to expose the truth, for it will inevitably manifest itself. This silence does not signify passivity. On the contrary, it is a conscious act of protecting one's energy and soul. By not reacting immediately, you take control away from the manipulator. While they become entangled in their own lies, you grow stronger in serenity. In Scripture, Jesus Christ set a profound example of this. When unjustly accused, he remained silent. He didn't need to justify the truth, for he knew his essence spoke louder than any accusation. Thus, he taught us that often true power lies in not reacting. Silence is a tool that unsettles those who seek conflict. When they encounter no reaction, their strategies crumble. It is in this void that the manipulator realizes they've lost control. While they struggle to comprehend your stance, you, in silence, connect with divine wisdom and see beyond appearances. This posture is not easy. It demands inner strength and a profound sense of purpose. There are moments when the urge to confront or justify oneself seems irresistible. However, by choosing silence, you protect your heart and strengthen your connection with God. Those who attain this spiritual clarity possess something special: the gift of discerning hidden intentions and seeing beyond masks. They don't need to seek evidence or directly expose lies, for the truth is always revealed at the right time. This trust in divine providence sets them apart. The Bible shows us the example of Joseph, who was betrayed by his own brothers. He neither accused them nor sought revenge. Instead, he trusted God's guidance and, at the right time, was elevated to a position of prominence in Egypt. When the truth came to light, his brothers had no choice but to acknowledge his authority. Choosing silence is not weakness, but a sign of spiritual maturity. It allows you to see the world more clearly, connect with divine wisdom, and rise above the battles of daily life. Remember, while the noise of the world tries to distract you, silence gives you the strength to see the truth. In a world full of confrontations and chaos, those who master the art of silence become examples of wisdom and discernment. They show that true power lies not in the force of words, but in the ability to listen, observe, and wait for the right moment, guided by divine light. The story of Joseph in the Bible teaches us that even when manipulators believe they are in control, it is the chosen of God, with their patience and trust, who ultimately prevail. This lesson underscores a profound truth. The chosen do not need to seek revenge or validation, for they trust that God handles all things. Spiritual discernment is a gift that can feel burdensome. After all, how can one remain calm knowing there are people plotting against them? The answer lies in the serenity that comes from a connection with the divine. This calmness grants the chosen their true strength. They don't need to stoop to the manipulator's level. Their trust isn't in circumstances, but in God's guidance. Spiritual discernment is like a compass that guides the chosen through life's storms. It is not paranoia or baseless suspicion, but a perception that transcends reason. It is like hearing a gentle melody amidst a storm. This sensitivity protects the chosen, directs their steps, and prepares them for life's challenges. While the manipulator works in the shadows, the chosen stand firm, knowing that divine light will reveal the truth at the right moment. This trust sustains them, enabling them to walk purposefully even when everything around them seems uncertain. The silence of the chosen is a powerful weapon. The world constantly pressures for quick responses and immediate reactions. However, the chosen know that true strength lies in resisting this pressure. They understand that by remaining silent, they disarm the manipulator, who thrives on emotional reactions. This silence is not weakness, but a demonstration of self-control and wisdom. It protects the chosen from being dragged into unnecessary conflicts while keeping their inner peace intact. It is a declaration that control does not belong to those who act impulsively, but to those who observe, reflect, and act at the right moment. For the manipulator, the chosen's silence is disconcerting. They expect shouting, justifications, or any reaction that validates their narrative. When this doesn't happen, they feel frustrated and lose control of the situation. It is as if the chosen are surrounded by an invisible barrier that neutralizes attacks. However, silence is not just a defense, it is also a strategy. While the manipulator tries to regain control, the chosen are already several steps ahead, guided by their spiritual connection and discernment. This ability to plan and act wisely reflects a deep trust in divine justice. Jesus gave us the ultimate example of how silence can be powerful. Before Pilate, he remained calm, showing that the truth does not need to be defended with shouting or confrontations. Likewise, the chosen understand that their dignity and strength do not depend on proving anything to anyone. They trust that the truth, like light, always comes to the surface. While remaining silent does not mean ignoring or tolerating evil. It is a wise and strategic way of resisting. The chosen understand that true justice comes from God, who sees and knows everything. They do not waste their energy on futile confrontations, but preserve it to fulfill a higher purpose. Silence allows the chosen to guard their inner peace, an invaluable treasure. Every word spoken in anger can be turned against them, but by choosing silence, they take that weapon away from the manipulator. It is an expression of wisdom, self-control, and trust in God. Thus, the story of Joseph and the example of Jesus show us that in the midst of trials, silence is a space for strength and clarity. It reflects a deep spiritual connection that guides, strengthens, and protects the chosen on their journey. They know that, in due time, God will take care of everything, bringing truth to light and executing His justice. What distinguishes those with genuine inner strength is their ability to act with calm and purpose in confrontational situations. This posture is not merely about self-control, but a demonstration of trust in something greater than ego or pride. Strategic withdrawal is not cowardice, but an act of wisdom and emotional intelligence that transforms conflicts into opportunities for growth, allowing for communication when the time is right. Here, the suggestion is not to remain silent indefinitely, but to take time to reflect on what has been received. This ensures that, if expression is necessary, words are chosen wisely, minimizing conflict or the aggressor's opportunity to twist them. The central idea is that often, in moments of conflict or communication with an aggressive individual, the first impulsive reaction may lead to immediate, unfiltered words. This can escalate the conflict and even provide ammunition for the other person to use against you, whether as accusations, manipulation, or retaliation. Thus, reflecting before communicating becomes essential. Taking time to consider your words doesn't mean staying silent all the time, but avoiding responses in the heat of the moment. By pausing and reflecting, you gain clarity about what you truly wish to express and how to do so in a way that minimizes misunderstandings or attacks. The goal is not to succumb to aggression or be passive, but to choose the wisest and most balanced way to respond. In situations of verbal or emotional aggression, responding calmly and with control, without falling for provocation, is often more effective. This not only preserves your inner peace, but also helps maintain control over the situation, preventing the aggressor from finding loopholes to distort or use your words against you. Moreover, the act of choosing words wisely, without impulsive retaliation, is a way to protect your psychological well-being while remaining true to your sense of self-respect. Instead of reacting to provocation with anger or resentment, it is possible to assert yourself in a respectful yet firm manner, which can neutralize the other person's aggression and even provoke self-reflection in them. This approach does not imply tolerating abuse or accepting mistreatment, but rather strategically positioning yourself so your communication is more effective, constructive, and protective of your emotional integrity and boundaries. Rather than reacting impulsively, the wise choose to observe, reflect, and act with discernment. Silence, when combined with faith and self-awareness, becomes a powerful tool. It disarms those who attempt manipulation and strengthens those who choose to maintain their inner peace. This approach teaches how to navigate life's challenges with balance, avoiding emotional traps. When someone tries to provoke a reaction through demands, accusations, or manipulative gestures, the instinctive response is often to resist or retaliate. However, those with discernment understand that sometimes it's more effective to yield strategically without becoming emotionally involved. This act is not surrender, but a demonstration of self-mastery. By giving what is requested in a calculated manner, you remove the pleasure of confrontation while preserving your peace. Strategic yielding can be likened to a move in chess, sacrificing a smaller piece to win the game. Those who act this way are not relinquishing control, but assuming a position of emotional superiority. While the manipulator believes they've gained a victory, the chosen are truly in control, gracefully and wisely steering the situation. For example, in a workplace conflict, rather than reacting to provocations, you might respond calmly, superficially agree, and then exit the scene to later position yourself wisely. This attitude disarms the other person and shows that you're not emotionally tied to their game. Giving the manipulator what they appear to want, but in a conscious and controlled way, is like releasing a balloon into the wind. This deliberate gesture demonstrates detachment and freedom. You are not ensnared by manipulation attempts because you know that your peace and purpose are more valuable than any dispute. This ability requires inner strength, self-control, and discernment, but above all, a deep connection with something greater, such as God. It's important to emphasize that strategic yielding does not mean compromising your values or accepting disrespect. It's a practice requiring clarity about what truly matters and wisdom to protect what is sacred within you. An example of this is offering something superficial, like a conciliatory gesture, while preserving your true treasure, your integrity and essence. Silent withdrawal is an action that confuses, disarms, and protects. While many interpret it as weakness, it is a demonstration of spiritual and emotional strength. Knowing the right moment to leave a situation is not merely a strategic choice. It is an act of faith in divine justice and your own ability to move forward. When you walk away quietly, you make it clear that your peace is non-negotiable. This silent gesture resonates deeply with both the manipulator and observers, demonstrating rare emotional independence. The manipulator, accustomed to feeding off reactions to maintain control, is confronted with the void left by your absence. This void forces them to face their insecurities, while you are already renewed and at peace. Silent withdrawal is not just a strategy, but a reflection of trust in God and His justice. By trusting divine timing, you leave the burden of confrontation behind and preserve your energy for what truly matters. This trust is rooted in the understanding that God's justice is perfect and His timing impeccable. When you step away, you demonstrate that your strength comes from something far greater than the conflicts of this world. Your peace is not for sale, and your essence remains intact. This inspiring posture reminds us that true victory lies not in winning every battle, but in staying true to oneself and the purpose God has placed in your life. Ultimately, the chosen know their strength does not come from confrontation, but from knowing when and how to withdraw. This wisdom gives them an advantage, protecting their peace and reinforcing their connection with the eternal. The decision to distance oneself from what no longer serves your purpose is not an end, but the beginning of a new chapter. This act is a sign of wisdom and courage, a step toward a life free from the shadows of manipulation. By choosing detachment, you not only protect your essence, but reaffirm your dedication to the purpose God has planned for your life, trusting that He is in control of everything. For those who walk with God, faith is not an abstract idea, but the solid foundation that sustains their inner strength. This spiritual connection provides clarity and discernment, allowing them to navigate chaos with serenity. In the face of manipulation or betrayal, they do not react impulsively or despairingly. On the contrary, they seek peace and guidance through prayer and meditation. This posture reflects their trust in God's plan, knowing that He is working to ensure the truth prevails at the right time. Forgiveness, often seen as a weakness, is, in truth, a powerful tool for liberation. Forgiving does not mean justifying wrongs or forgetting offenses, but freeing oneself from the weight of resentment. True spiritual strength lies in entrusting injustices to God, confident in His justice, which is perfect and infallible. Biblical lessons for living wisely. The Bible offers countless examples of how silence and patience are powerful spiritual weapons. Proverbs 19:11 teaches, "A person's wisdom yields patience. It is to one's glory to overlook an offense." This teaching reminds us that serenity and trust in God keep us on the right path, even in times of trial. Just as David faced persecution without retaliating against Saul, we are called to trust in divine justice. David's story demonstrates that instead of seeking revenge, he chose patience and was exalted in God's timing. These biblical accounts are not just ancient stories, but practical guides for facing today's challenges. Every difficulty is an opportunity to strengthen our faith and deepen our connection with God. The chosen know their strength lies in God. Even in the face of emotional, spiritual, or physical attacks, they trust that no weapon formed against them will prosper. This assurance gives them the courage to move forward, regardless of circumstances. This divine protection does not mean the absence of difficulties, but the assurance that God is in control, shaping every experience for a greater purpose. With this perspective, the chosen face life's storms with confidence and serenity. The chosen's freedom lies in detaching from everything that does not contribute to God's purpose for their lives. This includes letting go of fears, unrealistic expectations, and connections that hinder their spiritual growth. By doing so, they demonstrate that their peace and dignity are non-negotiable. This stance inspires others to follow their example, showing that true strength is not in impulsive reactions, but in acting with wisdom and purpose. Silence, patience, and faith are the hallmarks of a soul at peace, aligned with God's will. As we conclude this moment of reflection on the power of silence and divine wisdom in our lives, consider how you have reacted to adversity. Have there been moments when calmness and silence were more effective than impulsive responses? Share your experiences in the comments. Your stories could inspire and teach others who, like you, seek to live with greater wisdom and discernment. If this message has touched you, and you wish to continue this journey of spiritual growth and reflection, don't forget to follow our channel. Together, we can explore how to live more aligned with God's purpose, learning to act with wisdom and peace at every step. I look forward to hearing your stories and experiences. Until the next video, may God bless your journey.